Hey, this is Will Knight. We're back with another podcast of All About Nothing. And today my co-host is
Ari,
Ari. How's it going today?
I could not be better. How are you?
Good. So we're at a pop-up in Winnetka, Illinois at a clothing design. So tell everybody about yourself and your fashion sense and about your journey.
Yeah, so I'm debuting my latest collection here alongside a curated collection with my partner, Brooke. My journey kind of started really, really young. My first dress that I ever made was in the 3rd grade, and I've kind of always been sewing since.
And when did you first realize fashion could become a career for you?
I first realized fashion could be a career for me, I would say sometime last year. I work in a boutique downtown currently and was able to meet a lot of people in fashion and kind of see how everything works. And that definitely helped get my foot in the door.
And so you worked in fashion before in Chicago or in other places around the country?
Just in Chicago, always been in Chicago.
We are somewhat fashionable, aren't we?
With my help now, we will be.
How would you describe your personal style and design?
My personal style is definitely very avant-garde, a little bit edgy. I like to dress more androgynous. Don't really follow a lot of rules, which is something that I think is kind of rare here in Chicago. My clothes also kind of follow that same aesthetic of being one of a kind, things that are just really different.
So tell us about the t-shirt that you're wearing. Describe your t-shirt that you're wearing.
So the t-shirt that I'm wearing is called the Titty Tee. I kind of always have this like joke with my friends that I want to have my tits out, but I'm unable to. So with this shirt, it's kind of a more appropriate way of accomplishing that. And I don't know, I really love it. I think it came out exactly how I wanted it to, and it's really on trend for right now too.
And where do you find your inspiration for your collections? Because I see like you have the tits out t-shirt and some other designs that you have here. Where do you find your inspiration from?
My inspiration kind of comes from all over the place. It definitely depends on the kind of project. For this collection, I was really inspired by streetwear that I want to wear, so more kind of things that I've been looking for that I haven't been able to find for my personal style, and kind of building that for others who are also kind of on that journey.
Okay. We're going to take a break, but we'll be right back. So can you walk through the process, your creative process of your idea for your fashion pieces?
Yeah, my process is, I think, a little bit different and unique. One thing that I don't really sketch too much. I typically like to kind of go with the flow in the design process. So I'll go to the fabric store, I'll see what I like and kind of play with it. I'll look at my like references and inspirations, and I really like to play with feelings and emotion. That's kind of like what I base my fashion on. And yeah, that's kind of my process.
So in some of the t-shirts that I see a design on the front and a design on the back. Normal t-shirts normally have like either one or the other. What inspires you to do both?
So I was inspired by some of the Italian brands that kind of do that, where you can wear it forwards or backwards. So I kind of wanted to mimic that same idea. And as a stylist, we're always looking for different ways to wear the same piece and get different kind of looks from the same piece. So by having two sides and having it being able to wear it forward or back, you're able to accomplish wearing it different ways.
Okay. So you got some great pieces. How does culture, your identity, and personal experience influence your work?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Will. Culture and identity take a huge part in my looks. So in my looks, culture and identity is really, really important. I grew up as an Indian Pakistani Muslim here in America with a lot of like influence in Arabic culture. So my logo is actually in Arabic. It's Ari Asadan in calligraphy in the shape of a lion. And I try really hard to make sure that I focus on all different cultures and representations, not just what's available here in the States. There's a lot of really, really cool artistry going on in other parts of the world, and I really want to bring that vibe here to Chicago.
How do you balance creativity with business side of fashion?
The way that I balance the creativity and the business is it's a lot of working on not burning out. When you are an artist and being creative, it's kind of hard to put all the business aspect into it. So honestly, I take a lot of breaks, and that kind of keeps me sane and able to balance creating openly and also focusing on the business portion of it.
So tell us about your recent trip to South Africa and the fashion there.
Yeah, South Africa was a blast. It was really nice to see a different culture and the different fashion there. I was in a more like touristy area, so I did see a lot of like Western influence in the fashion, but in some of the more local areas that I went, it was nice to see like more colors, kind of some different fabrics and patterns. And I was able to do some shopping there, and it was really cool to see what some of like the local South African fashion designers are working on.
Alrighty. So one fashion trend that you love?
Currently, I'm really into oversized, like barrel legs, anything oversized. I feel like that's kind of been on trend for like a minute now. I also personally just love anything see-through, anything sheer. I think it like really gives a cool, sexy element, but also could be like a really nice layering piece.
Sneakers or dress shoes?
Sneakers.
Vintage or modern?
Vintage.
What advice would you give someone who wants to enter the fashion industry?
Some advice I would give would be make sure that it's something you're passionate about. Make sure that it is something that you enjoy doing throughout the whole process. It is really hard. You're going to be up very late at night, lose a lot of sleep. So you want to make sure that it's something that you're enjoying doing if you're going to put so much effort into it. Also, networking is key. Like, networking is huge in anything you do in life, but especially in the fashion industry, it's really, really important to know people who are in it and who can mentor you and kind of guide you through the process.
So, one fashion trend that you love?
One fashion trend that I love would be oversized everything. I love baggy. I love like a barrel leg. And then again, anything sheer, I love. It's really sexy and it's a really good layering piece, and they're always really versatile. Sorry.
So, one fashion trend that you want to retire?
Skinny jeans. I don't even have to think about it.
Your ultimate celebrity client?
Like that I want or that I have?
That you want?
Julia Fox.
Paris, Milan, London for New York Fashion Week. So where do you want to go to Fashion Week? Paris, Milan, or London?
Milan.
Comfort or style?
Style.
You must have fashion accessory. What part of fashion accessory is a must-have for you?
A must-have fashion accessory is, for me personally, a hat, because I live in Chicago and I have long hair, and there's no way I'm surviving out there without a hat. But for the girls, definitely, I think a staple piece of jewelry that you can wear every day or with like most outfits. Something that's super flexible and can go with a lot of things, I think is a must.
So I've been looking at, I'm hooked on cowboy hats.
Okay.
And I was in Australia and I bought a hat. It was a Cuba hat.
Okay.
And it's made in Australia, it's nice. And my buddy came over to my house one day and he literally was like, hey, can I wear this hat? And never got it back. So now I'm looking at, in Chicago, we have rain, we got snow, we got weather. And as the audience know, I have very little hair. and a lot of times I shave my head.
Okay.
Because I just don't like hair anymore. So I'm getting a cowboy hat. So we're gonna have to discuss this. What's my style? I'm gonna have you design it, or not design it, but like give me fashion tips on my cowboy hat.
We can do that. But first, are you offended by my long hair?
No,
Since
I'm
you
not.
don't love hair.
I do not offended by your long hair. I just don't have any. I want
Should I
some of
tie it
yours.
up?
I want some of yours.
But back to your question. We can definitely do a cowboy hat. I love cowboy hats. I'm obsessed with cowboy hats. I will help you. Chicago weather is crazy. That's why I designed my block hoodie. It has kind of like an open aspect to it because in
Yeah.
Chicago you can never tell what the weather is. So this is kind of like a good in between of like a normal hoodie, but also getting a little bit of air and not being too hot.
How would social media, or should I say, how does social media change the trends that affect and promote in fashion trends?
Well, I think if you look before social media started, it was fashion trends and things that were much more influential and much more long lasting. It was something that was kind of scarce and not really available to most people. So it kind of has to travel through this longer path. Whereas now, today with social media, as soon as it comes out, everybody knows about it. So I think social media has really changed the fashion industry by kind of increasing the intensity and the speed of how information is being received.
Fashion fabric to work with.
My favorite
Yeah.
fabric is definitely, I love any, well, it depends on what you're doing. I like more thicker cottons because my favorite thing about fashion is, or sewing, is that it's very forgiving. If you make a mistake, you can just cut the seam out and start again. So I definitely like to work with thicker materials that are easy to kind of learn as you go. But it definitely depends on the project.
And where can somebody find you? Your social media, an email, or where can someone find you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Ari4Ari, and I'm working on a website right now, so that'll come out soon. And yeah, I should be pretty easy to find.
Okay, and what's your, and
My Instagram is ARI4ARI4ARI.
all right, and people who are looking for a consultant, designer.
Yeah, so I do a lot of customs, I do a lot of styling and personal shopping. You can reach.
So
Hold on.
Ari, you wanted to give your email.
My email is ah.arsalaan13@gmail.com. That's a great place to reach me for custom inquiries, personal shopping, and anything style related.
And what's next for Ari?
What is next for me
Yes.
is I have been working on a lot of customs, so I've been pretty booked this summer. And I'm working on continuing more collections, getting a little more social media content. I've been doing a lot of photo shoots. So I'm really just trying to get my name out there, be out here in Chicago, and chase my dreams, live my dreams.
And we're going to end this, and I have one question for you. If you were to give advice to someone, what piece of advice would you give them? Something that your mother, father, grandfather, something, or somebody that says something to you that stuck with you, that still takes you to the next step? What would that piece of advice be?
To be honest, there's a lot of advice I've been given that I follow. I think the most relevant one to my life currently is you're never going to be younger than you are today. I kind of live by that and just make sure that I live every day like my last, and kind of remind myself that time is of value and to just enjoy it as much as possible. I think the advice I would give is like, life is so short, make sure that you enjoy it, no matter what that means and how that looks to you.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us, and you have a great day.
You too. Thank you for having me on All About Nothing podcast, Will.
No problem. Thanks for joining. Talk to you later.